Welcome back to Academic Plug. So in this video, you guys are going to answer this question paper to see how ready you are for the 2025 Term 3 Business Studies exam, right? That you guys are going to write very soon. So this is the question paper that we're going to use, and it's from last year, 2024. And for those of you who are skeptical whether if this Limpopo paper is going to help you, I mean, you could be in KwaZulu-Natal, Western Cape. Well, one thing about the scope is that the very same scope that was used for this paper is the same scope that is going to be used for the exam that you guys are going to write in term 3, right? 2025. So there's basically no difference in terms of the scope. Being able to answer this question paper is going to allow you to answer the coming exam paper, right? In term 3. So you better do well in this paper. Okay, so the CAPS topics or scope. So basically you guys have a project that you're supposed to do, which is gonna weigh 25 marks in terms of term marks, right? And you will have a controlled test 2, which is gonna be similar to this one, right? Which is gonna weigh 75 marks. So, and those of you who may not know, so on Academic Plug, we make sure that we help you guys with your project, the SBAs, pretty much any sort of assignments. We help you guys write those assignments and do those projects using CAPS AI, right? And that's how a lot of students have gotten 100%, right? That's how we help you guys write these projects and these assignments using CAPS AI, right? So CAPS AI is available on our app, which is the Plug app, which there is a link in the description, then you'll be able to access it, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it about the project. So the topics that are covered for term 3 business studies for you guys who are in grade 10 is business role or creative thinking and problem solving, right? And business venture or business opportunity and related factors, and presentation of business information, then business plan, right? So if you want to check more about the scope, the link is also in the description. And before you guys actually answer the questions on this paper, I want you guys to check this out. So we have put together over 200 questions for business studies term 3, right? So for all the topics that you guys are going to write in the exam, from business role, business venture, all the way to business plan, we have put together questions that by the time you finish answering these questions, these over 200 questions, the time you go to write the exam, you'll realize that a lot of questions you have done and there's pretty much nothing new, right? So these questions are, the link to these questions is available in the description. You can pretty much pull this off even if you're going to write the following day, which I know some of you are watching this video just the day before the exam, right? Which is cool, but I hope you subscribe so that later on when we post for term 4 stuff, you will be alerted, right? Early on. So you can pretty much pull it off. And yeah, a lot of students have benefited from this. And also we have our tutoring program. So for $50, you can get a tutor for business studies, mathematics, and any other subjects that you guys have a challenge on, all for $50 per month. So this is not $50 per subject, it's $50 per student. So basically you can get tutor for business studies, for mathematics, different tutors who are going to help you on different subjects, all for $50 per month, right? So the link is in the description if you will need a tutor. So yeah, before you also, this is very important, guys, because this is something new that a lot of students, when they come across this, they ask me, like, why didn't you give this to me, like, way back, right? Before I even got into grade 10. So we have a cramming assistant for basically the essays, right? And we do this so that you guys can cram better. So every time you try to cram a essay, is that you have to have a pen and a paper, right? Basically trying to write it down, trying to see if you have memorized it. So there's one thing I'll tell you, which is gonna happen to your body. Your hand is gonna get tired, right? You're gonna get tired just by writing one thing over and over again, just to try to cram it, right? And you will basically be taking more time. It might take you more than an hour to cram, I mean, to cram just 1 or 8 points, right? To what it used to take me. So this cramming assistant doesn't need you to write anything down. So let me show you how it works. So since there is an essay on this question paper, which is about business ventures and then yeah, so let's say you want to cram the introduction, right? So on the introduction, there are points which are on the memo that the marker will mark you right or wrong, right? Based on how you wrote it and how accurate it is, right? So this tool is able to help you cram by simply saying out loud the essay, right? The points that are there on the essay, you can just simply say them out loud on this tool, and it's going to mark you whether that point is right or wrong, right? And it's going to be able to give you the hints of what you're missing, and it's going to tell you how accurate you are for that essay, right? So this is how it works. I'm going to say out loud the introduction, right? Okay. And just before I do that, I'm using an Android, and I'm pretty sure this feature, which is the voice to text feature, I'm sure it's available on, it's definitely available on iOS. It's available on latest Android phones. So basically available across all the phones that are pretty much a smartphone, right? So this is the tool that, or rather the phone feature that we're gonna use to say out loud the essay. Then this feature is gonna type it out on the text area. Then we'll be able to go and check if we have gotten the points right? So I hope that's not confusing. So my Android device has the feature on the top right. There's a little mic there which I'm gonna press. Then I'll say out loud the introduction, right? Okay, let me show you how this works. So I'm gonna press this button. A business report is a key communication tool that provides an evaluation of a particular issue relating to the business. Okay, so that's the first point, right? So I'm gonna come here and press check accuracy, which I'm sure all of you can see this at the center of the screen. So I'm gonna press this. Then I have my 1 mark out of 40 so far, right? And the accuracy, like I said, this accuracy is gonna turn from red to green as further down you go with the essay, right? The more correct you are, the accuracy is pretty much gonna be 100, or it should be 100, right? And the marks will also be 40 out of 40 if you have gotten everything right? So let me see the hints here. So on the hints, it's gonna tell me that I have gotten one right. So the hints are basically the first letters of the words that are on the next point, right? So this means that the following points. or rather the following point, which is below the one that I said out loud first and I got it right. These are the first letters of each and every word that is in that point in which I'll be given a mark, right? So let's say the other point as well, so that we can get our second mark. Okay, so I'm gonna press this little button again, then I'll say it out loud. Reports are often requested when a decision needs to be made to address a specific issue or problem. Then I'm gonna disable that so that I can then come here and press check accuracy. So far I have 1 mark out of 40 marks, and let me press it to see how far I am. Okay, so I just pressed it and it updated the accuracy. So my accuracy is increasing, as you can see. The more points that are on the memo, right? And the more that I say them out loud here and they are correct, the accuracy is gonna pretty much have to reach 100% by the time I write the conclusion, right? Or by the time I say out loud the conclusion. So this is basically a tool that you guys can use to cram for the essay, right? And for those who want to test how accurate they are so far, and there's those of you who have crammed before, but then if you want to see how accurate you are, you can simply come and test yourself, right, before the exam. Because you don't want to go there and realize you were not that accurate and, So make sure to test yourself. But then if you haven't crammed at all, this is going to make it easy for you, because instead of writing down, erasing again, checking back and forth, this really simplifies everything for you, so that you can just say out loud the essay, right, instead of writing, because you can say it faster than you can write, right? So I hope this benefits you guys. So quickly, before you guys start answering these questions, I want you to understand that we use CAPS AI to make sense of the questions and the answers, right? Because you will realize that question papers only have questions and answers only, and then there is no explanation to why is that answer the right answer, right? So CAPS AI bridges that gap, that knowledge gap, in which we are able to tell that, okay, for 1.1, for example, the answer is C, right? Problem solving. But then the explanation is the process of finding solutions to difficult or complex issues is called problem solving. Brainstorming, which was option A, and Scamper, option B, are tools used in the process, while creative thinking, which was option D, is a broader concept, right? Problem solving is the most direct term that matches the definition. So this is what we use CAPS AI for, and I hope you guys leverage it, right? So basically, for all the question papers that are on Academic Plug, we have used this AI to make sense of the questions and the answers for all the question papers, right? So this CAPS AI is also capable of writing assignments, writing your homeworks, pretty much anything academic. This is very reliable, and it's based on the CAPS curriculum. So it's not going to give you an answer that is not relevant to the curriculum, right? So it's pretty much the right AI to use, and you can simply use the link in the description if you also are interested in using it. All right, so go ahead and answer this paper.